Hi, this is Tutor Nick P, and this is Word Origin 77. The word origin today is muscle. Okay, let's take a look at the note here. Today, the definition of a muscle is literally a piece of flesh or meat that connects one bone to another. Okay, let's continue. The origin of the word muscle goes all the way back to Latin. The Latin word was musculus, okay? And at that time, it literally meant a small mouse, okay? In former times, some people believed if one flexes his or her muscles, like in our modern times when we sometimes also say to make a muscle, try to make the muscle look big. To make a muscle, that's to flex their muscles. Or you can flex other muscles. You see the bodybuilders sometimes, bend over and try to make their muscles stand up. That means to flex one's muscles. All right, so if one flexes his or her muscles, especially the biceps. Now, this, of course, here, this is your bicep. Especially the biceps. It appeared to look like a mouse under a cloth or carpet. So this is really strange. It's weird that the word muscle actually came from mouse, because usually we don't think of mice as very strong. We think of them as kind of weak. If anything, maybe a rat would be stronger, but not a mouse. But that's really where the word muscle came from. So why did they think that? It's kind of weird. I don't know if I can show you very well because I don't actually have the best muscles. But what they meant by that is if you do it slowly with your bicep, you can see the muscle moving here. And they thought that actually looked like a mouse, the movement of a mouse under like a cloth or under under something. So this is where the word muscle actually comes from. Okay. Let's continue. All right, so in Latin, mus was mouse, just mus by itself. And the word musculus, okay, was the diminutive form, meaning a small mouse. Diminutive form means, sometimes we add like a word ending to make it seem smaller, like et, sometimes in English, which I think we get from French, can mean that, something is smaller or something like that. So it's a diminutive form. Okay, here. Yes, so this it passed down from Middle French to English. And then, it eventually came what today we call muscle. So it's very, very ironic that the word muscle actually comes from mouse. It's more ironic when I think I told you a long time ago when I was a little kid, there used to be a cartoon called Mighty Mouse. It was a bit of a joke. He was like a Superman mouse, but maybe there's really more of a connection there than was previously thought. All right, let's continue here. They say in Greece there was also a similar word. I think it'd be pronounced mice. That meant both mouse and muscle in Greek. So both the Greeks and the Romans actually probably thought this in former times. And we just have one example of the word muscle today. Even though this is a common word, everybody should know this. Bodybuilders like to flex their muscles. Or remember, we also say to make a muscle. Okay, anyway, I hope you got it. I hope you found it to be very informative and interesting. Thanks for your time. Bye-bye.